Marcus made. The certificate of occupancy that Mr. Marcus identified is in fact the capacity of this gymnasium. It is not the certificate of occupancy for the entire building. Currently, safety plans for this building would have all students gather here in this gymnasium, and therefore the current safety plan is for 920 students. But safety plans are reviewed annually and can be developed that would also incorporate other parts of the building so that the building could have a safety plan for the expanded and full capacity.
Actually, the only place that you can, Melissa Schlesinger, I used to do BJ's job. The only place you can shelter in the event of emergency, is this floor. He was talking about how many people you're going to put here, and you haven't included staff. So that puts it at 1,250. That means you're putting 300 people to go roam the streets in the event of an emergency. I want you to know, please listen very carefully. If you look at this building, it was built 100 years ago. There is blow-through glass in order for the light outside to provide hallway light inside. There is no way that you can take care of this unless you can pull out of your pocket how many hundreds of thousands of dollars it's going to take you to do every wall and every hallway throughout this building. No, I'm not done, right? I know this said 920. We know how many. We've had shelter drills here. We have managed to put them, 94 in the 4th quadrant and us in the 1st quadrant, because those skylights are blowout again in an emergency. This building cannot maintain, in the event of an emergency, that many people. What's an emergency? Well, they call them colors now. They're called orange or they're called red. And they do happen. But we're not even talking that. We can also just, hurricanes. We've never had a hurricane in New York City. We've never had a terrorist strike in New York City. For you to say that, right, that not only approved by the police department, but the fire department is not the right number. The fire department got it wrong, is not so. It just is not so. And now, no, it's still my turn, and I'm still going to continue to speak. Answer to your question, you determined a needs assessment that we needed more junior high seats. We have a school who applied, one of our alternative schools, in good standing, Children's Workshop applied to be a K-8 school. They were denied. They are a district school who take district children. They were denied. I don't understand that. If that's what's needed, why are they denied? We're also talking about equal. We're going to talk about this community. We're going to talk about their needs. Yes. PS 188, right, population has 93% of our families are in poverty with an income of less than $13,000. 90% of them live in this neighborhood. 22% of them are special ed, 23% of them are English language learners, and 70% of them are in temporary housing. Now, we're going to talk about your lottery. My room, my 2nd grade classroom. 33% special ed inclusion, right? 27% temporary housing. And let's not forget the boys. When you run your lottery for this school, 17% of my students are even eligible to put their names in. That is across the board. And when you guys were out there yelling, right, who Rosie worked for, she doesn't work for me. Well, no, she doesn't. She works for our community, our district. And so does Sheldon Silver, who has said that who has said and put before the legislature, our state senator has asked has asked that before a charter school be put in, that the parents' associations of those in the building first must give approval, not DOE employees.
It's 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes, and I went over for CEC. We need to turn it over to SLT for P94, to be fair. There will be opportunities. At this time, I'm going to ask you to turn the mic over to the SLT from the P94.